এটা FTD না না লাইট জ্বলনি তো এটি Hello everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to the Ibps Clerk Prelims FTD discussion. We'll cover the English section. Let us start with the questions straight away. So as you can see, we are going to discuss the English section of FTD Ibps Clerk Prelims that was conducted on 20th August. So the first two questions are based on, let us see the directions. In the sentence given below, 4 words are highlighted. You have to choose an inappropriate word in that sentence. If all words are correct, mark E all correct as your answer. The Biden administration has hoped for reaching an agreement with Tehran on reviving the nuclear deals before the June 18 Iran presidential election. So dear students, you can see straight away that the Biden administering is not correct. The ing form here is incorrect. We will have a noun here. Here you see administering, which is not correct. It should be replaced by the word. You see this option is incorrect. So the correct one should be administration. Because a noun is needed here. If you see, a noun is needed here. Ing form here cannot act as a noun, so that will be incorrect. So therefore it is administration. Coming to question number 2, talk of any political reassignment is unseasonal considering the fact that the next general election is due only in 2024 and the BJP is entrenched in the government. So if you see here, talk of any political reassignment, although it looks correct, but it is not correct according to the context. It should be talk of any political realignment. Reassignment and alignment is different. So it should be, instead of reassignment, you can see option A, it should be realignment. So it is talking about, because realignment takes place only during the election times, which is due in 2024. Still there is a long way to go. That's why it is saying that it is unseasonal, that is not in season. So the realignment, that means the political parties are getting aligned or attracted towards certain ideology or certain parties. So therefore that is correct, reassignment. If you talk about the next one word is there, that is known as entrenched. Entrenched means something that is engulfed with you. Okay, so that you can say entrenched, that is ingrained, you can say. Coming to the next question. So in question number 1, the answer should be option D. In question number 2, answer is option A. From question number 3 to 5, these are fillers. So each question below has one blank, which is indicating that something has been omitted. Choose the most suitable option indicating the words that can be used to fill the blank in the sentence to make it meaningfully complete. So let us see. TRI's complaint redressal mechanism allows individual telecom subscribers to register complaints with their respective service providers regarding any commercial communication, voice and SMS, said Rajan N. Matthews, Director General of COAI. So here you see a question is regarding the complaint redressal mechanism, right? So where the individual telecom or subscriber had to register their complaints. So first of all, if you see here, what is needed is you need to find something that is okay. Let us first understand the word meanings, then we'll see which can be more appropriate. The first one is invented. So invented, I'm sure everyone must be aware about the word invent and discover. So invent is basically, when you talk about invent, it is creating something new which was not there previously. While discover is basically means something which was there not visible previously, it was hidden, suddenly comes out. Okay, that is discover. Unsolicited means if something you do not want and if you have not asked something, that is unsolicited. Okay, so unsolicited, that means invited is inviting someone. When I say encumbered, encumbered basically it gives rise to the meaning something that is hamper or hindered. When you stop something, that is what is known as encumbered, and then none of this. So if you see, since it is talking about complaints from the respective particular subscribers, so it is talking about unnecessary commercial communication. That's what it is saying. Complaint redressal mechanism. Individual subscribers can then register complaints with their respective service provider regarding any commercial communication. If something that is not asked, still they are providing you the communication. You can say some the unnecessary messages that you get or unnecessary voice calls that you get. That's what. So basically, the perfect one would be unsolicited. That would be the correct one. Coming to question number 4, Congress now has more work to come up with strategies to capitalize on the issues to dash votes in its favor. Okay. So first of all, if you see the words, you can also do like this. You can see after this, on the issue to dash votes, that means it is asking after 2 you need to have a first form of verb. So you can simply ignore the other options that do not have V1. So other than, if you see, this is an adjective, this is an adjective, this is an adjective. Only one that is V1 is this, so that is going to be the answer, because what it is trying to tell you is that Congress now has more work to do. For what? They have to make certain strategies and capitalize on it so as to attract various votes. Sway means, so sway means swing or attract, you can say. Swing or attract votes in their favor. So this would be the correct answer. Punctilious has and meticulous, they both are synonyms, which means you are very careful, you are very diligent. Okay, in that sense it is saying someone is very correct. Brusque basically means someone who is very rude, or you can also say someone is very short tempered. In that case also we can say brusque. Okay, so the correct answer would be sway, which means attract or swing towards something. Let us go to the next question. Question number 5. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin announced a dash of rupees 25 lakhs to clean up 43 doctors who died due to COVID. So here you see that the options are hamstrung, solatium, slovenly, incumbent. So if you see the meanings of these words, incumbent means current, incumbent means current, and the word, it could also mean essential. Slovenly means basically dirty, or that is untidy. It means dirty or untidy. Solatium means basically compensation. and incumbent, like I said, it means current or essential. Hamstrung basically means something that is very something that is crippled, or you can say disabled. Hamstrung means crippled or something that is disabled, someone that is disabled. So basically hamstrung can be an adjective. Basically it acts as an adjective. Solatium acts as a noun. Incumbent is also an adjective. Slovenly basically it acts as an adjective. So if you see the position of the word, it requires a noun. So basically option B would be the correct answer. Okay. Let us go to the next question. So in question number 6 and 7, each of these following sentences carries a word which has been used in 3 different sentences given below it. Identify the sentences in which the word has been used correctly. So here it is a typical case of word usage where you see that a single word is used in 3 different sentences. You have to identify in which sentence it is used correctly. So number 6, she hauled herself up the sheer slope of the mountain. The sheer size of the engine makes it difficult to transport. Words could not convey the sheer terror of the experience. So guys, if you see the first one, she hauled herself up to the sheer slope of the mountain. First of all, the meaning of the word sheer could be sharp, could be let's say something that is sharp, that is absolute, something that is you can say complete. Okay, in this context it can be used. Something very the maximum pole of it, that can also mean sheer. Don't confuse with the word sheer, S-H-E-R, which basically means tear or cut. Tear or cut. This is different from the words S-H-E-E-R, E-R and E-R. Okay. So we are talking about this here. So let us see. So in the first sentence, what it means is sheer slope means the sharp slope. The slope that is very sharp, or the tip of the slope itself is very sharp. The sheer size of the engine, what it means, the complete size. What it means is whole or the complete size of the engine. Words could not convey the sheer terror. That means the sheer is sheer, it means absolute. The highest, you can say. There cannot be anything more than absolute. So that means all the 3 are correct. 1, 2 and 3 all are correct. Okay. Let us see the next question. Number 7. The government would like to widen the 20p tax band to include the majority of taxpayers. Their interest suddenly banded when they knew they would make money out of the deal. We banded the birds so that we could identify them later. Okay. The first one, in terms of, you see, it is this band. If we talk about the band basically means it could related to a music group. Music group, the performance, those who perform. Band could also means a range or a layer. Band could also means a mark also. Mark, like let's say hand, you put a band, similarly. Okay. So in the first sentence, if you see, band here means a particular range. So it is talking about a tax range. The interest suddenly banded when they knew that they would make money out of the deal. So no, here the banded meaning is not correct. Okay, the interest suddenly dropped or something like that should have been in terms of reducing. Okay, or you can say it something got reduced. Third one, we banded the birds so that we could identify them. Now, marked, if you know that the birds, sometimes they are marked actually. How? They are banded on their legs. They put on something like a marker, you can say, so that later on they can be identified from the numbers or the bands that are put on their legs. So here only 1 and 2 is correctly used. Therefore, answer option D would be the correct answer, both 1 and 3. Let us go to the next question. Number 8. In the given questions, 4 words are printed in bold and are numbered 1, 2, 3 and 4. Of these, the positions of 2 of these words may be incorrect and need to be exchanged to make the sentence correct. Find the 2 words which need to be exchanged. In each case, the given sentences is correct. If in each case the given sentences is correct, your answer is option E, no correction required. Okay. So that means 4 different words are marked. We have to identify if they are at correct place or not. It is basically in the context of rearrangement. Okay. So rearrangement of words and sentences, it comes under that kind of jumble. Okay. So let's see. The first way, see, the basic way is actually reading and understanding is of course, but you can also do it by the process of identifying the part of speech position, but that cannot be accurate always. The ultimate way of doing it is by understanding the meaning. Then only you will be able to correct the, you can actually correct, you can see if they are at correct positions. There were signs of rejected from early on, but the instructor danger, those are mere coincidence which led to the accident. Now if you see, there were mere signs of rejected. Here there should be a noun, right? So you can straight away see there is a mistake here. On but the instructor danger again. Okay, here also you see, obviously it requires a verb in the second form, but there is a, if you see, there is a noun given, so this is not correct. So obviously only one pair can be exchanged, so there cannot be more than one. So that means we have to exchange it. There were signs of danger from early on, but the instructor rejected those as mere coincidence which led to the accident. So that means 1 and 2 needs to be exchanged. Okay. Number 9. The investigation will cast a further shadow on an Indian beer business that already faces stringent, tougher and state level regulation, making it compliance for brewers to expand. Now, the investigation will cast a further shadow. Here the position is correct as well as the context. The investigation will cast a further shadow on an Indian beer business, is also correct, that already faces stringent, tougher and state label. See, stringent, it is here, if you see, it looks as if there are 2 different words, and here and state label regulation. The problem is that if you are saying faces stringent compliance, because it is an adjective, so it requires a noun here. Tougher cannot be correct since it is an adjective. Okay. But if you see number 4, compliance is a noun here, but the position, when it say it making it dance for viewers, it requires an adjective here. So the position need to be exchanged. It should be that already faces stringent compliance and state level regulation, making it tougher for brewers to expand. So in this case 3 and 4 needs to be exchanged, that is option D. Okay, let us go to the question number, let us go to question number 10. Number 10, the decision followed the Supreme Court's liberty that the governor shall be at observation to decide on the remission application of Perarivalan, one of the convicts, as deemed fit. Now see, one of the convicts looked correct. Remission application, this also looks correct. The problem lies with the first two, because Supreme Court's liberty that the governor shall be at observation. Here and here. Governor shall be at liberty should have been the correct here, and Supreme Court's observation. Okay. So in this case 1 and 2 needs to be exchanged. So option A is the correct answer for this sentence. So the correct should be, the decision followed the Supreme Court's observation that the governor shall be at liberty to decide on the remission application of Pereira, one of the convicts, as deemed fit. Okay. Let us go to the next question. Here comes the parasembl, that is sentence rearrangement. Now guys, in sentence rearrangement obviously there are some tricks where you can obviously rearrange the sentences, but I always say this, that it is better to understand the sentences. You are always going to take a hint, but in examination it is, you are not going to find clues always. Okay. So you have to understand and create a coherence between the sentences and their sequence obviously. So let us see how it comes. So from 11 to 15, in each of the questions given below, a set of 6 sentences is given, out of which only the statement given in bold is fixed and the rest are jumbled in any random manner. Rearrange the remaining sentence in the right order and answer the question that follow. Guys, the one thing you should be aware, this was given in bold. It is not in bold, but it was given in bold previously. So this is what it is saying, that the bold is fixed. Only the statement given in bold is, that means this is sequence 1, that is correct. Okay. Rest we have to find out what is the correct sequence. Let's see. Sleep is not only dreaming, only keeps moving between the states of sleep and wakefulness. So if you know guys, so it is talking about sleep, but if you see, if you find out, it not only dreaming, one keeps moving between the states of sleep and wakefulness. It is talking about states of sleep. Let's see the different sentences and let's try to put it together. To be in a dream means that even though your eyes closed, you are not asleep, external influences are still affecting you. The thing is, it has not yet started about dream. Okay, dream or dreaming. So how can this be the starting sentence? No. Dreams occupy the middle states between the sleep and wakefulness. Again, it is trying to explain. First, we have to explain about dream, right? So it cannot be the starting sentence. The people met during the day, you are still with them at night in your dreams. No. It is talking about dreams, but it is giving a fact which is adding information to dreaming. And there are many, obviously this cannot be the second sentence since it is talking about and. There are many people who have lost sleep, they merely remain in the dreaming state without ever reaching the state of sleep. So, and last one, dreaming is a state in which one is half asleep and half awake. Now, so the last one if you look at, it is talking about dreaming. Sleeping is not only dreaming, one keeps moving between the state of sleep and wakefulness. If you see the last sentence, dreaming is a state in which one is half asleep and half awake. That is what it is saying, na? Moving between the state of sleep and wakefulness. So that means this sentence is going to be the correct sequential statement to the first one. So F is going to be the next in sequence after A. Okay. Then if you go to the next sentence, it should be this, because it is explaining about dream. To be in a dream means that even though your eyes are closed, you are not asleep. External influences are still affecting you. The next should be B. The next should be D. The people you met during the day, you are still with them at night in your dreams. Next should be the dreams occupy the middle states between sleep and wakefulness. And the last one should be obviously E. So that is A, F, B, D, C, E. Okay, let us see the questions. Okay, so like you can see, which of the following would be the second sentence after the rearrangement? So it is saying you have to identify the second sentence after rearrangement. So the first one is obviously A. So that means the second one would be, of course, it is F. F is at C. Which of the following would be the third sentence? You can see it is B. It is option A. Which of the following would be the fourth sentence after the rearrangement? Obviously it is D. It is E. So you can see the answer is C, A and E. C, A and E. Next, let us see the next questions. Which of the following is the fifth one? Fifth one is C, of course. And the last one, as you can see, it is option, it is E. So it would be D. Okay. Okay, so let us go to the next question. From 16 to 20, these are the directions. In the given question, a part of the sentence is printed in bold. Below the sentence, alternatives to the emboldened part are given as A, B, C and D, which may help improve the sentence. Choose the correct alternative out of the given 5 options. In case the given sentence is correct, your answer will be option E, that is no correction is required. Guys, we are studying sentence improvement. So in sentence improvement, if you see, this is how it should be. You can a little bit correction I need to do, that you can see there is no bold. I will be marking the bold. Okay, so by mistakenly it is a typing error, so just ignore it. Now, so if you go to the questions, so the first one, the term of the agreement have to extend for 5 more years. So it is saying that term of the agreement have to extend for 5 more years. Now guys, you see, let's identify. So the part that is bold, made in bold, is have to extend. This part is made in bold. Okay. So the term of agreement, you see, when you saying the term of the agreement, this is a singular subject. Okay, singular subject, and in a singular subject we know that the verb has to be singular. So obviously have cannot be the correct answer. Okay, so the first, you see, this means it is correct. Okay, so that means some correction need to be done. So in place of has is to be have, it should be has. So it should be has to. The problem is that the term of the agreement has to extend for 5 more years? No. Since you see the format should be has to be extended. If you know, it should be as plus 2 plus V1 plus V3. Okay, this is the correct structure. So therefore, it should be has to be extended. Okay. So this particular sentence, if you see, it is in passive voice. So that therefore the structure is has to be extended. Okay. Number 17, the state government has evacuated villages in the low-lying areas of the region recently. The state government has evacuated villages. Now see, this is the bold part. State government is a singular subject, so you can see has is correct. Has evacuated, the format is correct. Villages in the low-lying areas of the region recently. Guys, there is no need to change it, because you see, in case of tense, it is correct, and according to the subject verb agreement, it is also correct. So therefore, no correction is required here. Okay. Let us go to the next question. Studies suggest that regular intake of vitamins improve the significance brain function. So you can simply see, so here this is the bold part, improve the significance. Okay. So studies suggest that regular intake of vitamins. So regular intake is singular, you can see. Okay. So for singular, improve the significance brain function. No, the position of significance is not correct, and the verb here also is not correct. Okay, incorrect. So you have to improve both. So it should be, let's see the options. Improve significantly? No. Significantly improves? Yes, this is correct. Option B is going to be the correct answer, because you see the verb is applied correctly as well as the position of the adverb. So significantly improves, not improves significantly. That is the correct. Number 19. The formal announcement from the minister has put on end to our anxiety. See, this is the bold part. The problem is, if you see, has put an end. So there is a phrase, a very simple phrase, put an end, not on. So this is incorrect. The in place of on, it should be an. And also, if you see, there is nothing else. There is no has put up end, has put in end, has put off end. No, only option C that gives put an end, that is correct. Okay. So put an end means finish of something. Okay. Or you can say reduced or actually cleared. Number 20. Our company had hired a consulting firm make of simple our digital communication business process. So if you see this question, very simple question. So our company had hired, so the tense is correct, there is no problem here. A consulting firm make of simple. So make of, if you see the position of make of simple our digital communication business process. So this is the bold part. Let me see the original question. Yes, make of simple is the original one. To simplify, so this is make of simple doesn't make any sense. So it should be simply you require an infinitive. It requires an infinitive to finish up. Our company had hired a consulting firm to simplify. to simplify digital communication business processes. That is going to be the correct answer. Let us move to the next question. In the next question, if you see, in the following passage there are blanks, each of which has been numbered. These numbers correspond to the question numbers against each question. 5 words have been suggested, one of which would fill the blank appropriately. Mark the suitable word as the answer. Okay. So what it is saying is that this is a closed test basically, guys. This is a closed test. So a passage is given, some of the words has been taken out of it. You have to correct in which particular, in the fill in the blank, which of the words given can be chosen and appropriately placed. Okay, let's see. So the options are on the next page. So you see the options are here. So what I am going to do is I will read the options out so that we can actually do it simultaneously. So sorry. So here is the question. It starts from treatment choices should always provide the highest possible value to every patient within the parameters of evidence-based medicine. Okay, so it is talking about treatment processes and cure. Okay, so treatment choices should always provide the highest possible value to every patient within the parameters of evidence-based medicine. No one wants to dash resources or engage in practices that don't work very well, significantly dash quality of life, or incur costs equal to or higher than those of other effective treatments. Now, so if you see the second sentence, no one wants to dash the resources or engage in practices that don't work very well. So the choices are given like this. From 21 to 25, the first question, 21, the choices are deny, puts, engaged, using, and waste. So you see all the options. Now you mark here, no one wants to what? It requires, first of all, if you see in terms of parts of speech, it requires a V1 here in the position. This position you require a V1. So you see the options, deny, puts, engage, using, and waste. So you see this is the plural form, it cannot be the answer. This is V3, this is ing form, so it is not correct. So there are two options, deny or waste. No one wants to deny resources or engage in practices. No one wants to waste. So waste becomes the correct, you can say, appropriate option. So option E, waste, is the correct answer. Okay. So you can see the options. I have written the option. Similarly, I will write for other options too. But if you look at this, deny, puts, engage, using, and waste, correct option is waste. Okay. Now, if you go to the next question, no one wants to waste resources or engage in practices that don't work very well, significantly quality of life or incur cost equal to. Now here the options are like change, impair, encharm, impair, destroys, and chances. These are the options that are given. Now if you see, it requires significantly dash quality of life, significantly. Now here you see it is written engage in practices that don't work very well. Okay, significantly dash quality of life. So the verb that is required here, that should be V1 plural. Okay. So if you see, there is only one option which is appropriate, because encharm means attract or please. Attract or please. So there is no meaning of attract or please in case of this. So encharm, like I said, it means attract or please someone. There is no meaning of it here. That cannot be the answer. Changed in V2, it is not correct. Destroys, it is the singular form, that cannot be correct. Chances, also a singular form, that cannot be correct. The only option is impair. Impair means reduce. So if you see correctly, what it means is, no one wants to waste resources or engage in practices that don't work very well, significantly impair quality of life or incur losses. See, since it is written, see, you can see a conjunction here, V1 is here, so obviously here V1 is required. So significantly impair quality of life or incur costs equal to or higher than those of other effective treatments. Okay. So that is equal to this option. This option is option C, impair. Let us go to the next option. Next question and next options given. But for many patients, what makes sense to the physician and reflects evidence-based practice can seem abstract, impersonal, and even threatening. Okay. Now, if you see correctly, it is saying, but for many patients, what makes sense to the physician and reflects evidence-based practice can seem abstract, impersonal, and even threatening. The problems can dash because although providers and patients often share their same goals for their care and treatment. Okay, so first of all, after can, V1 is required, that is the first form of the verb. Okay. So the problems can dash because although providers, see in the previous sentence it is talking about what for many patients what makes sense to the physician and reflects evidence-based practice can seem abstract, impersonal, or even threatening. Okay. So if you see the options are like this: no, desire, happens, arise, and soaring. So no is a V1. It is very, you see, it looks as if it is possible. No, the context is not correct. Desire means you want to know something, you have a desire to know, that is also not correct in context of this. Happens, it is a singular form of the verb, this cannot be applicable. Soaring means increasing in case of improving, so that cannot be the answer too. Arise is actually a V1 which means emerge. You can say emerge, appear, occur. Okay, arise. So if you apply it here, you see the problems can arise, because although providers and patients often share the same goals for their care and treatment, they use different language. So one thing is that arise is not used for the concrete noun. It is mostly used for uncountable, or you can also say abstract nouns. Okay. So in that case, arise will be correct there. Let us go to the next question. They use different language or understand language differently when it comes to having dash about what constitutes high versus low value treatment. So let us see what are the options. So options are sensible, choice, decision, discussions, and negotiating. Now, if you see, when it comes to having dash about what constitutes, that means people are talking to each other. They are having, you can say, discussion. Okay. So that means we are talking about something related to discussing with people. So if you see, the correct one is having discussions. Okay. So when it comes to having discussions about what constitutes high versus low value treatment. Okay. That's why in the previous one it is saying, although providers and patients often share the same goals for their treatment and their care and treatment, they use different language or understand languages differently. Okay. When it comes to having discussions about what constitutes high versus low. Okay. The other options are not correct. You can see the choices are not choice, decision, sensible. See, decision, it is not correct. It is not discussion, it is decision. If in place of negotiating, it could be negotiations, then that could have been appropriate too. Let us go to question number 25. The success or failure of conversations about value in healthcare hinges on the words that are used in these discussions and the way that the options are explained to the individual patients. Let's see the options of 25. It is hanged, regular, frequently, supplied, and lent. Okay. Lent means actually to give. Okay. Lent means to give, or you can say loan. When you loan someone something, that is what is the meaning of lent. Other words are quite easy. So if you see, it is saying the success or failure of conversations about value in healthcare dash hinges. So it is talking about healthcare what? Healthcare dash hinges on. So hinges is a verb. So the word before verb, since it is the subject is done, that are used in about value in healthcare dash. So that means the appropriate word would be an adverb. Guys, here adverb would be an appropriate word. So you see, the only word that is correct is frequently. Because what it is trying to say, the success or the failure of this discussion, what we had, conversations about value in healthcare, frequently hinges on the words that are used in this discussion. See, okay. So therefore, the correct option is frequently. Regular basis, whatever it is discussed, that is what is actually given. That is what is the product. Okay. So let us see. So I have already told you these are the words. Let us go to the next question. So these are the choice. You can see the first one we applied as waste 21. The second one, it was impair. The third one was arise. The fourth one were discussions, and the fifth one was frequently. Okay, so it is E, C, D, D and C for 21 to 25. Read the following passages carefully and answer the questions that follows. It's easy. So let us talk about this passage. Now, passage is a little lengthy one. Okay, I'll actually just go through it and quickly we'll see what is the meaning given accordingly. So it is easy to be confused about how to grow in your career. My experience with even the most successful global companies is that they are between average and poor at developing future talent. It is talking about career. So here in this passage, if you see from the first passage, it is talking about your career options when you work in companies. So what it is trying to say is that if someone wants to go in his or her career, it is very easy to get confused. Why? Because the writer who is writing this is saying that from his experiences, what he is saying, that most successful companies are there between average and poor at the developing future talent. Okay, so they only need to do their current work, not developing future talent. That's what it is he is inferring to. They are often not transparent about your real needs and vague about the most effective development options. So what it is saying, that they are not transparent. That means you do not know what is transparent there, and about your real needs. What do you need? That is, they are not transparent. Second, they are also vague. That means they are very general. So what do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself after 5 years? Something like that. About the most effective development option. If you see most effective development option, so they are very vague and not transparent. The challenge is that you are competing against every individual in your industry who wants to be a high performer. It is true. Okay. So how can you chart the shortest, clearest path to success? Okay, so it is just asking, since you are competing against every individual in your company, so how can you actually be short, you can create a path to success. The research is clear about how we grow most successfully. It is a combination of on-the-job, social and formal learning, also known as the 70, 20 and 10 model. So he is trying to give a method. Okay, that the research, it is talking about a research. The research is very clear that if you want to grow more successfully, it is a combination of three things. What? On the job, social and formal learning. So you have to do formal learning, you have to be social, communication, that is, and on the job, performance, skill and your work experience. This research derived mantra says that roughly 70% of your professional growth will come from the work experience. You see, on the job 70, you have 20% will come from the interaction with others, that is communication, and 10% will come from formal education, that means whatever degrees you have earned. We now look into 2 steps to growing faster. Okay, let's see. Determine your from and to. Okay, it is talking about what? When you say from and to, means source and destination, where you are currently and your destination. If you want driving instructions from Google Maps, your app asks you for 2 pieces of information. That is correct. When you travel, navigate, that means it asks you 2 things. What? your current location and your desired location. Okay. The more precisely you enter each coordinate, the more likely you will get where you want to go using the fastest possible route. Okay, that is what it is trying to say. Simple. If you enter the current location, obviously you can switch on your location and then you can go to current location. Desired location you can obviously type. What it is saying, the more you precisely you enter the coordinates or the address, you are more likely to get the fastest possible route to that location. Your growth process should follow the exact same path, clearly specifying where you are today and your preferred destination. Yes. Create personal experience map. Since the 70-20-10 ratio says that experiences best accelerate your development, you will want to understand which experiences will build your career, and more importantly, the few most powerful experiences that can close you from to gap. Obviously, it is trying to say what experiences are actually needed, what you need to achieve, by so that you can reduce the gap between from and to, that is your current location and the desired location. Now, a regular posted updated personal experience map will help you chart your path. Obviously, when you update your personal experience, that will actually help you in your growth. A personal experience map shows which experiences you want to acquire, that is receive, in the next 2 to 5 years to grow your career. It's a practical planning document that describes how you will produce the highest performing you. There are two types of experiences that will accelerate your development: functional experiences and management experiences. First one is functional experiences, second is management experiences. Functional experiences help you great at something, that is marketing, supply chain, R&D. They allow you to prove that you are highly competent at what you do. That means your work, okay, what department you are working on. Management experiences will help you to prove that you can perform or manage in a variety of challenging situations. Okay, you have not only been a great marketer in one region, but proven that you can lead marketing when you have a new team in a turnaround situation and in different geography. Okay, now let us see the questions. Very important actually. Let us see these questions. These are going to be the final 5 questions of the passage. So whatever passage we have read, let us go for the questions. Okay. Now, question number 26. What contributes the most to our professional growth? Okay. So obviously, like 70, 20 and 10, the 71 was what? Work experience. So that is going to be work experience. This was 70, this was 20, this was 10. Okay, this was not given. So therefore, work experience is going to be mostly contribute to your professional growth. 27. Which of the following form the basis of first step to faster growth? Very important question actually, if you see, because so basis of the first step to faster growth. Okay, have a clear cut idea of your job description? No, it is not given anywhere like this. Getting feedback from your colleagues and bosses? Not given in the passage. Being aware of where to start and what is the desired destination? If you take from and to, so that is correct. To earn opportunity to perform better? No. So 27, option C is the correct answer. Which of the following is not related to personal experience map? Okay, you see, which of the following is not related to personal experience map? You can successfully lead a new team in a new situation. A personal experience map will help you in your career. It tells you how you will perform your highest. You are competing against every individual in your industry. Yes. It is saying not related. See, read the question correctly. Which of the following is not related to personal experience? Okay. You are competing against every individual in your country. If you look at the previous page, so see, so if you look at the cell particularly, they are often not your real needs and vague about the most effective development option. The challenge is that you are competing against every individual in your industry who wants to be a high performer. So it is talking about high performer. That cannot be the answer. Okay. So therefore, this is actually inappropriate here. Okay. Let us go to the last two questions. What, according to the context of the passage, is or are the hindrances to the personal growth of a person? Okay. So it is talking about hindrances. Okay. Most of the companies he or she works in do not have effective development option. This is written in the first passage, first paragraph. So this is correct. One competes with plethora of people. That plethora means many. Okay, a lot of people. In order to perform the best, this is also correct. Lack of opportunity to perform better, there is nowhere it is mentioned. The answer would be 1 and 2. For the below given statement, the last question, for the below given statement, find out the statements from the given options that show or shows a similar meaning or context and is or are grammatically correct. We have to read these three sentences and find out which is correct, which are correct according to the context of the passage. The last one. Let's see. The clearer the idea you have of your destination in your career, the faster you will succeed and reach there. Okay. So what it is trying to say, that when you have a clear idea that what your destination is, remember the two in your career, the faster you will succeed and reach there. It is given in the, it is implicitly mentioned in the paragraph number 2. So this is correct. If you do not have a clear idea of where you want to go, you will never reach there. See, the reverse is given, vice versa. So this is not correct. How fast you reach your destination depends on the proximity of the coordinates. The problem here is that it is trying to say the same thing. Okay. Okay. So this is not correct. Even if it could mean similar, but the better option is, this is the most appropriate one. Okay. So the option, you can see only one. This is correct. The clearer the idea you have of your destination in your career, the faster you will succeed and reach there. Okay. So that will be all for the discussion. Thank you so much, dear students. If you have any doubt, you can let us know on in our comment box. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a great day.